Whoo! Some of y'all know I'm from Tennessee. Proud to be a Vols fan. Last night did not go the way we planned. Let's talk about that a minute. How awesome was it for Vol Nation to show up all week and to show up at that game like they did? That was impressive. And everybody took note of our fan base. But the game, what mattered most, the game, oh, my reaction. I've had friends from all over the nation contact me and ask me, what's your reaction, Mr. Tennessee? Well, I'm going to share that, and I'm going to smoke one of my favorite cigars. The Perdomo 10th Anniversary Champagne. Once again, why would you smoke a cigar after that? Because I need it. I need some joy in my life right now. And this brings me joy, because that game did not at all. So what's my reaction? Well, I grew up playing sports. Had the opportunity, thankfully, by God Almighty, to play small college sports. I've always been a fan. I've always tried to be involved and watch. And my dad taught me when I was young, because I hated losing. I mean, hated losing. Hated it. Let me emphasize that. My dad taught me in Little League Baseball. We lost the game, and he said, Matt, that's what's called an ass whooping, and you're going to get those. I said, Dad, I don't like ass whooping. He said, here's the thing about it. You're going to get them. You got to learn how to handle them, but you also got to learn how to give them. I want to tell you, my reaction to last night's game is that was an ass whooping. Period. So I'm not smoking this out of celebration like we did when we beat Alabama. Oh, did I bring that up? Sorry about that. But here's what I do want to say. There's a whole lot of reaction out there today already making changes, already talking about who we need to get rid of and what we need to bring in. Listen, here's the facts that as a fan, we got to be educated about and remember the facts. On paper, that is the most talented team in the nation. I can't stand Ohio State, but that's the fact. They are, on paper, the most talented team in the nation. And this season, they couldn't put all that together, and especially against Michigan. Man, they stumbled, crumbled, horrible. And everybody thought, so is that who they really are? Are they a fraud? Are they a bunch of individuals? And UT, man, we had some moments of lights out, Rocky Top roaring, good times football again. But we had times of like, what? Why didn't we show up? What's going on? And everybody want to talk about the changes we need to make. And listen, come on. Changes need to be made. Changes are always made in college sports. It's going to happen. Next 10 days are pivotal. Watch your news if you're a Tennessee fan. The transfer portal, and they're going to, listen, there'll be changes made, guaranteed. But when it came to the game, Ohio State got their stuff together last week, and it was rumored and said that there was a closed-door player meeting that even got extremely heated, maybe a little violent, but they called each other out and they got their stuff together. Ohio State played the best game they played all year. Nobody can take anything away from that. They lived up to their hype, and they lived up to what they projected to be on paper, and they hadn't all season. And man, was I hoping that they wouldn't. It all fell in place for them last night, and it looked like it all fell apart for us at the same time. And it hurt, and it still hurts, and it's going to hurt for a little while. But here's what I know, y'all. I remember where we were 5 years ago. I remember where we were 10 years ago. And I remember celebrating in the heyday in the late 90s. And no matter what happens to beloved Rocky Top, I'm in on it. I'm all in. The ups, the downs, the bad, the ass whoopings, and the ass whoopings that we're going to give. But last night hurt. It hurt bad. But I ain't going to sit here and say, if this, if that, well maybe next year. That's what we're notorious for. I'm all in on that at times too. But this morning, I had to say, here, everybody asked, here's my reaction. That team lived up to their hype, finally. They hadn't all year, and we didn't. And that's football. That's football, and that sucked. And we showed the nation, man, we got the best fan base in the world. Like, everybody was in awe. Announcers, everybody. I've never seen a visiting team show up. That's Vol Nation. That's who we are. It hurts, but I ain't going to give up on it. Listen, here's what I know too. University of Tennessee #1 in basketball right now. We get to play that out, see how we do in that. Still, #1 baseball team in the nation. Football. And I will say this. I believe we earned the right to be in that playoff. Now, everybody wants to talk about that first tier, SMU and then Boise State getting into the next tier, and especially Indiana. You cannot lump Tennessee into that. Like we convincingly beat Alabama. We had a big win. We had a good season. We had the resume to at least get in there. Other teams, that is up for strong debate. And I believe they'll change that, hopefully, some next year. But I'm going to tell you, man, I am Tennessee through and through, good and bad. And right after that, man, I lean toward SEC. It's just what I grew up watching. It's as much as all my friends liked other SEC teams, we still got along at the end of the day. Whoever got the ass whooping. So that's my reaction. Is that one hurt. That was extremely ugly. But man, I'm going to sit down and take the L. I ain't going to talk no smack. I ain't going to complain. There ain't going to be no excuses. It is what it is. We took the L, and we are still, by the grace of God Almighty, the Tennessee Volunteers. And to most of us, that'll always mean something. And listen, when you take an L, you got to sit down and take it and just listen and be like, well, yeah, you're right on that one. But I can tell you this, here's what I know about Tennessee is we won't stay there. We won't stay where we were last night. I believe in those kids. I believe in the coaching staff. And there may be some changes, and there will be. But I believe in that culture at the school. And what I know is we'll bounce back. We'll bounce back. But this one's gonna sting, and it's gonna leave a scar. But scars heal, and it takes a lot of time. And you might still have a mark, and that might be a good thing. As bad as that was, that might be a turning point to initiate some next level action. And I think that's what we've always needed. And that's what we needed 10 years ago and 5 years ago. So anyway, that one hurt. It is what it is. It's football. That is my reaction for those that have asked. And I will still be singing Rocky Top today. And I said I was going to smoke my cigar this morning. Win, lose, or draw. I just didn't know it was... Whew. Just didn't know it was going to be like that. Anyway, I love the Tennessee Vols. I'm ready to go watch some basketball games now. And, yeah, got to let this one heal. I love y'all. I mean it. Stay a great sports fan, but, man, don't fall into the traps. Realize what it is. Realize who we played, what they were able to do, what we were not able to do. And that's okay. Whew. That's hard to say. But it is. I love y'all. I mean it. Go Vols. Make it a great day.